Spooky. All right.
Is there audio?
There will be audio now.
All right. You ready to start over?
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning here and letting us know in the chat that you couldn't hear us. This is the Street Fight Radio Halloween special. Now, we normally do a live stream of the Basement Show for Patreon subscribers, but since it's a holiday and one of our favorite holidays, we decided we would share it with everybody out there. And we normally give some people some time to get in the chats, to get in the room, whatever, get acclimated before we get started. And I figured tonight is a good night for some devilish shit, right? It's the Day of the Dead. I want to talk to the spirits. I want to test fate tonight live on this live stream. How do you feel about that?
Well, I want to make a correction right off the bat. Halloween is not one of my favorite holidays. It's one of my least favorite holidays.
Really?
I don't like any of the big drinking and doing crazy, like getting dressed up and stuff like that. I don't like none of that shit, man. I'm just not that guy.
You just like a regular day?
You know I don't like to go to parties, right?
Sure.
You know I don't like to go to bars.
Right.
You know I don't like to wear costumes.
Right.
There you go. But
don't you like death and stuff? Don't you like skeletons and like big spiders?
Well, let me explain something to you now. I got a doctor's appointment on Friday. And I feel like the doctor's going to tell me that I'm dying, so I'm already having elevated anxiety about my death, my impending death coming up.
Let's see what the cards have to say about that.
There's nothing going on with me, to the listeners. I know, like I talked to at the Chapo show, Matt was having pains in his side. And right before we went on stage, I don't know if you heard him, but right before he went on stage, he was standing in the corner, and Amber had to keep telling him, you don't have pancreatic cancer. Come on, you do not have This is not a Bill Hicks situation. Because that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Now I'm just convinced I'm going to die because I've almost made it.
You can get snatched up so quickly.
Yeah.
No, we would be perfect to die really early in our career and then have like some amazing documentary win some ass, like when Nick would win like a Cannes Film Festival award.
I know. So I'm going to find out I have some. I don't have any soreness, any weird symptoms or anything.
Take CBD.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have any weird symptoms for anything. And I'm relatively, I walk every day. That's some activity. There are people that live a lot less healthy lives than I do that live to be 80. And that's what I always have to think.
Sure. Absolutely. So let's see here. So the first card we're going to draw is your archetype card. And this is going to set the tone for the other cards. So go ahead and take that top one off the deck. Also, if you didn't know,
I picked the top one.
You can pick whatever you want.
What kind of fucking card trick is this?
This is the Street Fight Tarot deck. It's free, available at patreon.com/streetfightradio. You can cut it out, do your own little magic. Let's see. Go ahead, pick a card, any card.
Bibbidi 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 bibbidi. I like this one.
I wanted him to pick that one.
What's this one? I got the High Priestess.
Oh. The High Priestess.
Let me see how hot she is. Yeah, this is a good one. She's an anarchist High Priestess.
Yes, and she has a Molotov cocktail. I believe that was done by Asia Wisely at Extinct Inks on Twitter. So how did it come out of the deck? Was it upright or reversed? Do you know? Upside down?
You know I've been fucking with it since I think it was the right way.
Okay.
I think it was upright.
So it represents intuition, sacred knowledge, divine feminine, and the subconscious mind.
Great. So my intuition is probably that I have pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, I think that we've kind of... The cards are revealing the truth slowly to us.
This is spooky,
So
man.
this is all about your intuition. Okay, so this first one here... The first card represents the physical realm. What is going on in the material earthly plane? So you need to pick a card, any card.
Bam, bam, bam,
and you got to pay attention to, you got to hold it in front of your face and tell me whether it's upside down or right side up.
It's upside down.
Uh-oh.
And it's temperance, which is something I
do not practice at all.
No.
Temperance upside down is imbalance, excess, self-healing, and realignment.
Okay, self-healing sounds like when I use the kratom and the CBD and the weed.
Okay.
And
that's helping the physical realm.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. Well, my spiritual realm is always going to be a mess.
We'll see what your spiritual realm says.
Miserable human being up there.
But so how does it relate to that, to your high priestess, though? Your intuition. Your intuition is that your kratom use and CBD use is tempered?
Oh, my intuition would be... I don't know what that means. I don't know what we're getting at here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
the most
spooky.
Confusing shit I ever heard of in my life.
The
We should have just played a game of war.
All right. So the second card represents the mental realm.
Okay.
What is the person's mind that is brewing? What is in the person's mind that is brewing?
Okay. So
Something unspoken that might be holding you back even. Pick a card, any card.
if you know what's going on in this head.
Oh, no.
Shit. This one is the right side up, and it's the Hierophant.
The Hierophant.
Hierophant.
Who's a Hierophant? Hold on.
It's a skeleton. It looks pretty fucking cool, of course.
Spiritual wisdom, religious beliefs, conformity, tradition, institution.
Okay. That sounds like me.
Does it?
I love Jesus and all that stuff.
You just love your traditions. You're always going on and on about traditions.
This is not right. This is incorrect because okay, let's go through things we all know about me. I hate traditions. I hate religion.
Mm-hmm.
I hate spirituality. I don't have any of it.
Okay. So your intuition is right about those things, maybe.
I mean, yeah, I know about myself. And what I know about myself is that when somebody starts, like if I'm at a party or something and some dude's like, you ever think like in spiritual terms? And I'm like, no, I never, not even for 2 seconds do I think about that. I would never spend a minute thinking about my spirit.
Well, you have a lot coming because the third card represents the spiritual realm.
Well, let's take a look and see. It's probably, it better be a blank ass card because you know I'm not going to give a second thought to it. Upside down, strength. Well, you know, I am spiritually, I'm very strong.
Upside down is inner strength,
Yeah,
self-doubt, low energy,
okay,
raw emotion.
That's got me right. That is exactly right with me. We all know I'm not a smart man.
Right.
And most of what I do is raw emotion.
And you're full of self-doubt.
I've put more than you could ever know.
So your spiritual realm was on point.
Yeah, my spiritual realm is right. I am full of self-doubt, for sure, all the time, all day, every day.
Maybe I feel like you might have some sort of a religious turn here soon. You might become a traditionalist, though.
Scientologist? I've been thinking about it. I was listening to the Doughboys today, and they went to Scientologist place for a brunch.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. You can get brunch there.
And I was like,
well, what did we watch on Undercover Business Tyrants?
DirecTV?
No, the one before. They had a
Johnny Rockets
at a church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Subway at a church. Okay. I'll go to a church with a Subway. I'd tell you a little story about this week. I'm walking down High Street. I don't have my wallet on me because I'm wearing sweatpants and it's just...
Yeah, bad look. Real bad look.
Well, it's like when you have...
just pull your pants down. It's like wearing an anchor.
I know. Or if you have to pee, like the wallet just slide. I just worry about my wallet falling out of my sweatpants if they don't have zippers on them.
Sure.
And a guy walked up to me and he yelled, "Can you help me buy a meatball sub?"
Damn, that sounds like a homie.
And I did not have money. And I said, "I can't, sir." And then the second I walked away from him, I was like, I am starving for a meatball sub. Like any other food in this world sucks if it's not a meatball sub. And all I've been thinking about is a meatball sub since I left that guy. Still haven't had one. Yeah, so a church with a Subway with a meatball sub in it, that might work. Although,
well, this is good. I'm glad these cards have opened up this train of thought.
I am religious when it comes to meatball subs. I'm just religious when somebody mentions a food to me. It affects my spirit tremendously.
Yeah.
Wherein, like, so I had been texting with my wife 20 minutes before that about what we were going to do for dinner. I was like, you know what? You know what we should have for fucking dinner tonight? We should have a baked potato and a sandwich. That sounds good. Baked potato with broccoli on it and the cheese and all that stuff. And I was like, that's a damn good dinner. You know, I love sandwiches. And then that guy said, I would like a meatball sub to me.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, this fucking dinner I'm having tonight sucks.
Yeah, it's
This
no
is
meatball
trash
sub.
I'm eating.
It's no meatball sub.
You might as well take this food and just dump it in the trash if it's not a meatball sub.
Meatball subs are like a yawn, where like if you see someone else doing it or talking about it, then all of a sudden you start craving one.
Well, that was interesting because I tweeted something and Kath said that. Kath was like, you could go your whole goddamn life without eating a meatball sub. And then as soon as you hear about a meatball sub, you're like, I need that more than anything in the whole
Yeah,
entire world.
yeah.
Because I know I haven't had a meatball sub since we went to Wawa after the Halloween show. 1 year. It's been a motherfucking...
How spooky is that?
It's
Look
been
at
a
the
little
spirits.
over a year since we were leaving New York and I stopped and had a meatball sub at a Wawa.
Yeah.
Haven't had one since, and now I'm dying for one. So what's that got to say? What's the tarot cards got to say about that shit?
Yeah, hopefully you can use your inner strength to get a meatball sub.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably also just go to the store and buy one. Actually, you talked about them too. See, there's been
Yeah.
a lot of meatball sub talk in the ether lately.
No, I'm talking about doing vegetarian meatball subs.
Yeah, my wife too. My wife really wants a vegetarian meatball sub. I'm like, I'll make 3 or 4. I'll go get a half pound of beef and make myself 3 meat ones.
Yeah. I saw a vegan place in LA that looked absolutely amazing. It was Italian, vegan Italian, which
January.
is so hard to do.
We'll get there in January,
Right.
and you can have some vegan Italian food.
For everybody,
I'll bring in my own meat and just crumble it on there.
For the person that wanted to know what my costume was, I went as young Zeus because my daughter was Wonder Woman, and in DC Comics now, Wonder Woman's dad is Zeus. So,
Damn.
and one guy didn't know. There was one guy. He was like, Mythic Family. He
Yeah.
had like a really deep like mythic family.
He didn't know who Wonder Woman is?
Well, like all together, we're like myths. We're like a big myth.
Wonder Woman's not a Greek myth, though.
Now she is.
Yeah?
Yeah, Zeus is her dad.
That's new. That's new canon.
Yeah, they put it in the movie.
Okay.
She used to be made out of clay, I think.
Yeah, she did. She did. Didn't nobody even make her, like,
She's
by
a high priestess.
doing it, yeah.
All right, let's get this show started.
Let's do some street fight, my mans.
Crack those lights.
Got some Mike Rowe content tonight.
Wow.
Crack those lights. Brett's still going like a goofball in his fucking Zeus clothes, though. So it's still kind of Halloween. And there's a spider behind me.
And a bat. You got a
It
bat,
said
too.
spider. There's a motherfucking spider right there. All right. Let's do some fucking radio, man.
You ready to roll? Oh, let me play this shit. Where are we at? Thank you for being here, live stream watchers. We really appreciate it.
I saw Halloween tonight, you live stream
Yes.
people. It was good. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. Go see Halloween, I guess. That's my recommendation for you.
Hey, Street Fighters! How you doing tonight? It's time for a very special edition of Street Fight. We're broadcasting live, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Over there, we see you. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Yes, that's where we're at right now. It's Halloween night. Time for a Street Fight. We just read Brian's tarot cards. We got some very interesting results. And we found out we all need meatball subs in
Yes.
our lives.
Mostly related to a meatball sub.
Yeah, what we came through is get yourself a meatball sub. That's what the Spirit spoke to us and said. We are the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We've been doing it now for 8 years out of Columbus, Ohio. The heart of it all. In the beginning of the revolution. We're ready to take back the flat earth from all the oligarchs and banksters and give it back to the people that built it up and put in the hard work. We're looking for a horizontally organized revolution. We need your help, all of you. Spread the word, let people know. Join our super secret Street Fighters group. It's not so secret anymore, and there's a lot of people in there doing amazing things. Message us or email us. Get a hold of us, and we'll get you an invite, but you got to pass the test. There is a bunch of mod cops now that will bum rush you for information. So be ready to answer the questions. My name is Brett Payne. My co-host is Brian Quimby. Brian Quimby.
Bye, baby.
Brian. We are Street Fight Radio. How are things going?
I'm great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Oh, I bumped everything. Sorry to the people watching it. That's going to happen a few times. I got a wall in front of my balls. But how's it going?
Great. A good Halloween. Good
It was
trick or
okay.
treat. It was rainy and not cold, but rainy. My daughter is young enough now that she's not greedy. So she got after she got her her 7th Kit Kat, she was like, dang, I just want to get home and eat all this stuff, you know? Like she was just wanted to eat the candy immediately.
And my daughter's old enough that she doesn't want to be around me on Halloween anymore. My kid was gone from Wednesday to Sunday last week.
That's great.
Yeah, it's not bad, you know? I get to have my wife again. I get to have a relationship with my wife again.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
has
hey,
been
stranger,
fun. Yeah, we've been having the time of our goddamn lives just
You
being
can do whatever you want.
I know, and we used to do that. My daughter doesn't know that there was 6 years where, because we've been together 20 years this month.
Right.
And I don't think my daughter even understands that stuff happened the 6 years before she was born. And now we're getting back to that. We're getting back to our roots as a couple, and it's wonderful.
You can, and it's even more amazing now because on Facebook you can find a million fucking things to do. There's a billion things I'd rather be doing than reading a bedtime story right now.
Yeah.
Desdemona's was here playing a mile away from my house for $12, and I was reading 10 in the bed, and the little one said roll over.
Yeah. I Saturday night we came over to Brett's to play games and shit, and we're just about to leave to head over here, and my daughter's friends texted her, and she was like, fuck you losers. I was like, I want to go hang out with my cool friends. So we left and we went over to Brett's, and then on our way home, we was about to leave to go home, and I was like, I've been really wanting to see that movie Mid-90s. They got 12:15 showing. Let's go see that. We went there. We saw that movie at 12:15 at night. We're only 2 people in the theater.
Ooh, that's nice.
Getting just fucking ripped on those vape pens in there.
Yeah, I saw Shazam that way
Yeah?
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tore up that place.
It's fun. It's nice. And that Mid-90s
Shazam,
movie,
not Shazam.
Mid-90s is a good movie if you were if you ever want to see. Okay, so I was a lot like the kids in Mid-90s, except for I didn't skate or have any skills at all at anything. It was just I was those kids is one of those movies because people always bring up kids as being this perfect encapsulation of what it is to be a bad kid, but those kids were too fucking bad. Too bad, and New York.
Yeah.
It's just not enough. And California, you can have suburbs. And that's the fucking key is I had always wanted to see a movie about bad kids in the suburbs and that was done right. And this was done right. Nothing was malicious.
Spending 3 hours in a Walmart turning the stereos up and throwing footballs around and shit.
Yeah, cussing at security guards and fucking yelling at people and stuff. It was just that kind of thing that just disrespectful kids that I really enjoyed seeing it. My wife, as we're leaving, she's like, which one of the kids were you? And I was like, don't ask me questions like that. Because I'm self-aware now, but I would have believed that I was the good kid hanging out with the bad kids.
I still do.
Always.
I still do.
Always think that about myself. Every time Jason hung around with us, none of us were good.
Right.
That's the point. I wasn't the good kid hanging out with bad kids. All of us
just
were bad.
feel
There weren't any good kids.
No, but you feel like your heart is different than the other one.
Yeah, you feel justified in all the bad shit you did. You're like, no, I did it because I was trying to fit in.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah, I was surviving back then. I kicked people's trash cans over to survive, okay? I rolled fucking hot water heaters out into the street to survive. You're surviving out there.
Yeah.
I started smoking cigarettes in the 6th grade to survive, okay?
Yeah, throwing that smoke grenade in the middle of the road was funny. You just come up with stupid shit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just did actually on the bonus feed. You can listen to me and Mike Hale. It is Mike Hale, not Mike Hales, and I know that. Talk about our bad kid roots growing up, and it was pretty fun. He was pretty bad like me. Didn't start drugs as early as I did, but was definitely a bad vandalizer kid. So that shit's always fun.
Yeah,
you know?
I love vandalizing.
So it's
You
how
saw Halloween too.
I
right?
did see Halloween. I did. My wife and I have never been to a horror movie in the theater together. 20
Wow.
years together. I think I've only seen one horror movie in the theater before tonight.
Okay.
And that movie was Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Oh, and I also saw the other Nightmare on Elm Street where Freddy wears a trench coat.
Okay.
And he's on a movie set. You know what I'm
Right,
talking
right.
about? The New Nightmare.
Yeah.
I saw that one too. And I
That
saw
one's-
Freddy versus Jason. I
So
love
you've seen
Freddy.
a couple.
I'm a big
Just
Freddy guy, you know? I
Yeah.
love Freddy.
Did you see the-
hey, bitch. You know what I mean? I love that.
No, it's iconic. When he cuts himself open at the very first one, you're just like, who is this fucking guy?
He's always cussing. And he cusses people so much. I love it.
He's the bastard of 1,000 men.
Yeah. You son of a bitch. Yo, I'm coming to kill you, you motherfucker. He's so dirty mouth.
Yeah.
I love Freddy and Jason. I mean, I saw Freddy versus Jason and I loved it because Freddy didn't have any respect for Jason.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was like, I was big into that. So, yeah, I saw Halloween. I've never seen the first Halloween.
Okay.
I'm not a horror guy, man. I don't know what it is. I like action movies. You know, I think that, like, I don't know that there's a lot of crossover
Yeah.
in those two
No.
crowds. It's like two different
I
crowds.
mean, they have a lot of suspense in them, and like your blood gets rushing.
It's two different types of people that watch them, though.
Sure.
I think. Like, it's basically, it's all the differences between me and you. As people.
Okay.
Because you're like the horror guy,
Yeah, I
right?
do
You
love-
like horror
I
stuff.
watch a lot of them.
And I like action movies. So basically what we're saying is Meathead and like Meathead. But it's still a Meathead, but a different kind.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I feel like the action movie guy is like the sports guy, the like
sporty.
sporto. I'm not sporty though.
You're a real jock.
I'm not. It's for sportos mostly.
Yeah.
Me and my friends like Tom Brady.
The Soches.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Horror movie is more for like
Weirdos.
cool dudes, cool weirdo
Yeah.
dudes that like hang out and like have like sick senses of humor. You know what I mean? I'm
Sure.
fucking sicko, man. I love this shit.
Great leather jackets.
Yeah. Like I can't put myself in the mind of a person that would watch Saw like ever or Hostel or something like
Right,
that. I'm
right.
like, no, I don't need that in my life. Thank you.
Sure. You're always like that. Always doing that.
I like my main character to be a powerful man killing
With a
people
gun.
for the good reason. With
Yeah,
a gun,
you like-
basically.
Yeah. And it's even funny because you saw Mandy and you were like, I'm not watching movies like I used to. I'm just not into the whole action thing. I'm trying to broaden my horizons. And you're trying to sell Mandy as some sort of like art film.
It's
that you want.
artsy.
It's a guy solving his problems with a gun.
I know.
Like, you like a guy that's just like.
He doesn't shoot that many people,
Just
though. He
like-
uses chainsaws and
Okay.
like big knives and shit like that, too.
Right. But
I
you
mean,
just
he kills
like
people with all
someone
kinds of stuff.
solving all their problems with violence.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I did go see. I'm going to say this right now. I've seen 3 movies this week.
Wow.
I saw mid-90s. And then right after that, I saw The Hate U Give. And then after that, I saw Halloween.
You know what's funny too about him is that he saw 3 movies this week, and you still won't spend $12.95 to get a Stubbs rewards card so that you can like earn money on that shit.
Well, I only went to a AMC theater twice.
Oh.
2 of them were one of them. AMC, the only AMC I went to was Halloween. The other ones, because like I'm now to the point where it's like I look the movie up on fucking Google and I find the best time because
Okay.
they all cost roughly the same.
Sure.
You know, and it's just like, what's the time that works the best for me? That's what I care about.
The place near us does like 11:30s, which
Yeah.
is amazing because that's like there's so many times when, once again, I'm done reading 10 in the bed, little one rolled over, and I'm like, I'm about to go watch something.
Right. Yeah, because you want to be able to go at like 10, 15, 11 o'clock at night because you want to just be able to like everybody's
by
done,
2, yeah.
everybody's put away, everything's set up, and then boom, you're hooked up to go to the movies. And that's the times I like to go. But I was also taking Gwen to see The Hate U Give. That wasn't like a choice I made. It was something I promised, and she tugged on my wokeness to get into that movie because, you know, we saw the trailer at the theater and I like leaned over thinking she'd be like, that movie looks boring. I was like, I'll take you to see that if you really want to go see it. And then she read the goddamn book. As soon as it came out, she was up my ass for a week. When are we going to go see The Hate U Give? And I was
Yeah.
like, God damn it. And I looked it up. 2 hours and 14 minutes. I was like,
There's a lot of story to tell.
it's good though. It's good. I'll say this about it. It wasn't a bad movie. They had to do some pro cop stuff in it. It is a Black Lives Matter movie to its core, and I think it makes like really good arguments. But they also had to have like good cops and have a few like cop things. But I don't know if you could even make a movie anymore with like where you're just like the cops are evil and they're out here shooting black kids.
Right,
you know what I mean? Where like, cause their uncle's a cop in it. And like in the end, the big drug dealer that's been threatening her gets arrested by the cops. And she's like, some good cops arrested this drug dealer. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, that's very fictionalized. Fruitvale Station is a good one.
Right, yeah. But there is a part that's like absolutely true. Is she goes to this protest at City Hall, and there's a dude with a Guy Fawkes. There's like a white guy with a Guy Fawkes mask on, and I'm like, yep, they always show up.
Yeah. Freedom lovers.
roll up there trying to get people turned on to Bitcoin out there.
Get them to stop vaccinating.
You want to do a spooky story?
Yeah, I'm into it.
I got a question. This was asked to a man that we've talked about a lot. Mike Rowe. This is off of Mike Rowe's blog, Brett.
Okay. I didn't know he blogged.
Hi, Mike. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour.
Spooky.
Yeah, I told you. I found something spooky for us. I found a ghost story.
How scary could this? How bad could this go?
Well, you heard the first part, right? Dear Mike, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and a lot of people think it should be raised to $10.10.
Woo!
Wait a minute.
Thieves, robbers, and thieves.
Daryl. This Daryl Paul writing this. Daryl. Yeah. He's probably one of the Pauls. That's why he said 10-10. Ron Paul, Rand Paul, Daryl Paul. Seattle now pays $15 an hour, and the Freedom Socialist Party is demanding a $20 living wage for every working person.
Woo, where's the Freedom Socialists at?
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who listen, there's probably people in the chat that know the Freedom Socialist Party, but me and Brett run in some pretty socialist circles, and I just don't see them out very much. There's not a lot of people repping the Freedom Socialist Party, so I'm just...
We're fighting for 16, and not a lot of people have taken up our ad campaign. They're still looking for 15, but we got to tell you, 15's not enough. We're going to have to keep notching it up.
They're shooting for 20. Me and Brett, now that we found out the Freedom Workers Party, we're shooting for fight for 21.
We're fight for 21.
We're on the fight for $21 an hour.
Hashtag. Check it out.
If an organization comes out and says that they're raising the minimum wage, you can always count on me and Brett to raise ours $1 above that.
Little extra.
Yeah.
A little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, we need some breathing room. What do you think about the minimum wage? How much do you think a Big Mac will cost if McDonald's had to pay all their employees $20 an hour? Roughly the same,
maybe
because
$6 or something.
I mean, actually, okay. This is something we need to talk about first. McDonald's makes a lot of profit, right?
Right.
Okay. So they don't really have to raise the price all that
true.
much. Just cut into that profit. Who's that profit going to? Is that profit going to the employees? I don't give a shit.
Right.
I know some jobs you can cut out of there where you could pay $20 an hour and not raise the Big Mac 1 cent.
That's true. That's true.
Send me to the corporate office and let me point out who's expendable.
We can find some money.
After watching Undercover Boss lately, CEO gone.
Right.
CFO
Take that
gone.
off the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole boardroom.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything to get the products and services to people.
Dude, they don't even fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
You watch these undercover bosses and they're like, the boss will come in and he'll be like, did you know that people are waiting in line for 20 to 30 minutes to get their cheeseburger? And then the guy at the table is like, that's interesting. And it's like, that's your fucking job.
Right. You're chief of food supply. Why don't you know that?
Yeah. So we don't need them. They're not needed. Cut them and you can have, and that's what we need to start explaining to these people that are asking these. This is a loaded question.
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Rowe wrote this question himself.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Let's get to Mike's answer.
I don't want to be devil's advocate, but we recently got those gumball shirts. Goddamn, that union printing, union made shirt is fucking expensive.
Yeah. Well, but it
costs
union
money.
made.
It costs money to pay people.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but people bought it and it's union made, so That's beautiful. All right, Mike, you ready for a scary story, Brett?
Sure, let's hear it.
Back in 1979, I was working as an usher for United Artists at Multiplex in Baltimore. The minimum wage was $2.90, and I earned every penny.
Ugh.
When I wasn't tearing tickets in half and stopping kids from theater hopping, narc, I was cleaning out the bathrooms, emptying the trash, and scraping dubious substances off the theater floor with a putty knife. I wore a silly outfit and smiled unnaturally, usually for the entirety of my shift. I worked 18 hours my first week, mostly after school, and earned $62.20 before taxes. But I was also learning the importance of soft skills. I learned to show up on time and tuck my shirt in. I embraced the many virtues of proper hygiene. Most of all, I learned how to take shit from the public and suck up to my boss. So...
How...
We got a lot more to go. I want to stop at the beginning.
How is this not happening right now? I mean, first of all, $3 an hour back then is probably $18 an hour right now.
You're right. You're totally right.
And I worked the same amount when I was that age.
Yeah, yeah.
And did the same exact shit. Nobody is not doing that. It's getting worse. Now everybody has to do that. Now it's not just 15-year-olds that are doing that in his perfect world where 15-year-olds do that type of shit. It's everybody's getting that job.
Yeah, he always says there's 3 million other jobs open and stuff like that. He's like, there's all these jobs. And it's like, no, there's not. Fucking, why can't people get them then? Why aren't people at these jobs? Why are they hot? Because I know people who need a motherfucking job that would take any fucking job. I'm sure a fucking dude that worked at a factory for 15 years and then got laid off and is working at a fucking gas station now would in a second take a welding job if somebody would fucking teach him how to weld.
Yeah.
That's not out there happening. So he's got to make $2.90 an hour or whatever the equivalent is now, $7.75 an hour. After 3 months, I got a raise and wound up behind the concession stand. Once it was determined I wasn't a thief, I was promoted to cashier. 3 months later, I got another raise. Eventually, they taught me how to operate a projector, which was the job I wanted in the first place. So he's climb that ladder, Brett. Climb that motherfucking ladder. The films would arrive from Hollywood in giant boxes, thin and square, like the top of a card table, but heavy. I'd open each one with care and place each spool on a separate platter. Then I'd thread them into the giant projector, looping the leader through 22 separate gates, careful to touch only the sides. Raging Bull, Airplane, The Shining, Caddyshack, The Elephant Man. I saw them all from the shadowy comfort of the projection booth and collected $10 an hour for my trouble. Eventually, I was offered an assistant manager position, which I declined. I wasn't management material then any more than I am now, but I had a plan. I was going to be in the movies. Or God forbid, on television. So this is something that he likes to do. Mike Rowe loves to frame it like this. I started working at a movie theater and now I have TV shows.
Yeah.
That's the ladder that he had to climb.
Right.
To get the, well,
anybody can do it, really. I mean, just go find your local theater, start scraping up bubble gum off the floor. After that, you get your own production company eventually if you work hard enough.
Yeah.
If you give them all 290 cents.
Yeah. And he's like talking about fucking climbing a ladder that doesn't exist. Like that's the thing is like, okay, he topped out at that movie theater at $10 an hour running the projector. Okay, like there's nowhere else to go if he doesn't want to be a manager,
right?
And then he had to go and do something else. Well, like there isn't unlimited something else for people, you know. Nobody wants to live in this precarious world where you have to jump from job to fucking job. That's like not what the promise is supposed to be,
right?
You know.
Well, I'm also, I don't know. It's one of those things where not everybody gets to do that, and you know what I mean? Like someone still has to run the projector, even if you dream about like being in a fucking movie, somebody has to do all of that technical work to put the fucking film on there. You were explaining. Why should they get paid? Why shouldn't they be paid good money for that?
Why shouldn't they be making what the manager's making? Why shouldn't they be making like more than that? He's like so this guy pisses me off because he's so against asking for more.
No, and I know. No, he loves the like hard scrabble story about him, running, going in there with like holes in his fucking shoes and asking for $2.90 an hour.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about him a few times in the past, and he's just a guy that, like, everything, his conception of the world only applies to him, but he thinks it's a universal concept, and he's got a lot of people believing that, too. Like, that idea that, like, we all start fucking cleaning toilets, and then we all get to the whatever. If you work extra hard, then in the end you'll end up at like a CEO. What's your dream job? I started cleaning toilets and now I'm an astronaut because I worked hard.
Yeah, it's fucking confirmation bias, dude. I mean, I can do the same thing because I didn't come from shit. My parents was a waitress and a bricklayer, and I started working at 14 years old. I started fucking mowing lawns when I was 10 years old and did it until I could get a real job. And now I'm a fucking comedian, so I don't know I don't know if it got me there, but I don't expect every person along the way that that got affected by, their lives and didn't really have the calling to try to be the center of attention for thousands of people. Like, I can't hold that against somebody that they don't want to be the center of attention.
I don't understand why you have to constantly be climbing.
Right.
I feel like you can, like, the people who do the work deserve money, and it doesn't fucking matter what when you start talking about deciding what is a better job, it's like, no, I mean, the guy that fucking scrapes the stuff off the floor at the movie theater deserves $10 an hour,
right?
15 or 16 or 21 or whatever we're saying now. But at that time,
you walk in the fucking door, somebody is courteous. Why are they courteous? They're getting paid well. That's how you get customer service. Bottom line. When you pay people minimum wage, they don't give a fuck about their job or what's going on. If someone has something on the line and they're getting a fucking decent living out of it, you get way more out of it. The fucking gum not being on the floor, love it. I love not walking through fucking sticky mess. Why isn't the person that keeps my fucking shoes clean getting treated to the lowest possible wage the government will let people pay him?
Yeah, and think about, like,
I would have scraped them floors for free if it weren't for that dang federal government.
That's how he acts. He's like, I could have gone in there and worked I would have ripped the tickets for free, you know?
Just to get near that silver screen, just to touch that movie screen and know that one day I was going to go from cleaning the toilets and just jump inside of it. I would escape from my $2.90 an hour to escape inside the TV.
How great is it, though, that I worked for the cable company, so that definitely means we're going to end up on motherfucking TV.
You did. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole time I was like, shoot, I don't want to be a manager. I want to be flying through the cables. I want them to send me through the cables on the TV. I don't want to hook up the TV.
That's how I got a successful podcast. I started out hooking up the cables and making sure all the cables work, and then fixing the cables. I learned the cables.
Right.
And now I have a podcast.
How do people get it?
Yeah.
How do they get it? Cables.
So if anybody's looking to get a podcast where you can make your living off of it, maybe think about starting at the cable company.
We can all do that. You're all in a position where you can eventually work your way into a media career. So work hard enough at your job and you'll get your 15 minutes of fame like Andy Warhol promised.
Yeah. I thought about all this last month when I saw Boyhood at a theater in San Francisco.
Oh, God.
Of course, he can afford to live in San Francisco.
Right.
I bought the tickets from a machine that took my credit card and spit out a piece of paper with a barcode on it. I walked inside and fed the paper into another machine, which beeped twice. Welcomed me in a mechanical voice and lowered a steel bar that let me into the lobby. No usher, no cashier. I found the concession stand and bought a bushel of popcorn from another machine.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he calls them bushels.
Wait, no, what? He's that old?
Well, I'll take a bushel of it. I don't want a cup, I want a bushel.
I'm reading in the Farmer's Almanac the bushels are real ripe this year. What is he doing?
What kind of place serves popcorn in a cup? Get me a goddamn bushel, one of the wood ones. I buy my corn in a bushel. I buy my potatoes in a bushel. I buy my green beans in a bushel. I want my goddamn popcorn in a bushel. He sounds like a prospect.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, give me. I have one bushel of popcorn. I'm I started working out cleaning the floors here now. Now I have the type of money to buy bushels of popcorn.
I started out doing the same job as that machine right there.
And
For
I was
$2.80 an hour.
right.
I bet you whenever he goes to a place and he talks to a service worker, he's like,
Oh God.
you should be thankful for this amount of money you're making.
How many? You probably got 3 jobs, don't you? Don't you love it? Don't you just love the hustle? Don't you just know that you can always work more hours, right? You can always work more hours, and you just keep your head down, keep working more hours. You'll be on that TV.
Yeah, when there's a tip jar, he holds the tip up for everybody to see, and he's like, this tip here is a result of some very hard work. He puts it in there.
Yeah.
So he got himself from another machine and a gallon of Diet Coke that I poured myself. On the way out, I saw an actual employee who turned out to be the manager. I asked him how much a projectionist was making these days, and he just laughed. There's no such position, he said. I just put the film in the slot by myself and press a button. Easy breezy. He did not. This is an interaction that didn't happen.
They always have these.
They always do. He's like, I was watching a movie and I decided to walk outside and speak to a man about how much people are making to work here.
Young man, tell me. How much is the projectionist making? It's a DVD, you say?
Threw his hat down on the ground
Yeah.
and stomped on. Started chewing on his hat bill. Like,
Yeah.
oh, where
Yeah.
are the kids making money these days? I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's the fucking worst, man. I feel sorry. I never feel sorry for management. He probably, you know what he said to management? You mean you can make this whole place run all by yourself? This is
Yeah.
a one-man operation?
Yeah.
That must be some hard work you're doing.
It's because everybody asks for $15 an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, wait till you get the job in the movies. You're going to love it. That's what
Yeah.
he's telling the assistant manager.
You know, I was almost a manager till I went in the movies. Yeah. You could pivot anytime.
You're on that ladder, buddy. Next thing you know, you're working in the movies.
You can be on QVC.
Yeah, you get QVC, then you go to Discovery Channel, then you go to History Channel. This guy, he's got a real path for you. To answer your question, Daryl.
Oh, he's just now getting to the question. I have to let me go ahead and fluff myself a little bit.
Hold on. Before I get to your question, I
Yeah.
need to tell you how much work I've done in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
I have a list of work that
Yeah.
I've done.
You
Would you like to read from it?
may have seen me work on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever watch the show where I watch other people work? It's fantastic. That's hard work watching them work. I don't like it. It smells bad there. To answer your question, Daryl, I'm worried. From the business owners I've talked to, which is all of them because he never talks to employees, He only talks to the owners. It seems clear that the companies are responding to rising labor costs by embracing automation faster than ever. That's eliminating thousands of low-paying, unskilled, entry-level positions. What will that mean for those people trying to get started in the workforce? My job as an usher was the first rung on a long ladder of work that led me where I am today. He really said that. He wrote that down.
Yep.
Like, it's not a joke when we say it. He is absolutely fucking convinced that he's an actor because he started on the first rung of show business, which is working at a movie theater.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's the corporate ladder. That's like my ladder as a cable guy gets me to TV. What's the ladder at McDonald's? Like, if you make it all the way up McDonald's, you're a celebrity chef at the end.
Yes.
Like, I started as a sandwich artist, and now I'm Guy Fieri. Like, that's not how it fucking works, dude. It's an astounding amount of fucking luck.
Yeah.
Luck. He didn't do anything. It's all luck, Brett. It's fucking all luck. 100% of it. What little success we have, not 100%. You know what I'm saying? There's how much luck is involved with what we do, even.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, you talk to the Chapo guys, they'll tell you, like, we fucking won a lottery. It feels like.
Well,
It's
I mean,
luck.
it takes an incredible amount of hard work, in my opinion, all the time. I mean, you just have to keep doing it, but I just don't expect anybody to be crazy enough to go after something like this. I don't think that most people are built for trying to do something like that. Any
Yeah.
of the creative stuff, we're so beaten down to be creative in any sort of sense.
Yeah.
And there's no training and there's no promise of any sort of fame or fortune or any sort of possibilities that you're going to make it. I mean, they talk about SAG and the Actors Guild and how many people in that union, are fucking also have a job. Like, people
Yeah.
are members of a union and they also have to have a part-time job, 90% of them,
Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't take hard work to get here. I'm saying that, like, it's not all hard work. It's like not it's not like an end. It's not like if you set your mind to it, you might get there.
Yeah.
But you're gonna need some luck. To
Sure.
get
I mean,
there.
you have to be lucky enough to have like, family that stays together or that has some support. It doesn't fuck you up, or a school system that isn't underfunded and fucks you up, or a babysitter, or anybody, the millions of people that fuck people up. And,
Yeah.
and to, I mean, I don't know.
It's just not an absolute
just-
thing. He acts like it's an absolute thing.
And
He
not
acts like
everybody
they're-
can be the CEO. Not if everybody is successful, who the fuck is going to scrape up the gum off the floor?
Right, and just think about like the undercover boss. Like, the undercover boss has been like a really learning experience. Like, when you talk about a place like Subway, where I remember that Subway episode, there was a woman who'd been working there for 20 years and fucking loved the job. And like, why shouldn't she be able to do that and make a living wage in the end?
Own a house.
Yeah. Why does that have to be a stepping stone to something else? Like, I've said this a million times. I've probably had 3 or 4 jobs that I could have kept forever, but they were just too precarious. And it was just like that. I'm saying, like, physically, I would have been able to handle the cable job probably for the rest of my life, but it was the mental stuff and it was like a bunch of other stuff that happened that got me out of there. And like the warehouse job I had, making boxes, I would have loved to. I could have done that because it was just nothing. I just want to go to work and come home, man. I don't want my life to be work.
Yeah. Well, they always got that old sawhorse about, like, if I was a burger flipper, I'd be the best goddamn burger flipper that ever was. And it's like, you wouldn't be rewarded for it. People would shit on you. And you even think that it's not worthy of, like, even being a career choice or something that's you should be proud of what you're doing or like, intend to just do that, intend to actually just be the best burger flipper.
And how many people start jobs saying they're going to be the best at their job and then realize that, like, I didn't go to the cable company thinking, like, I'm going to fucking take naps at work and act like a fucking piece of shit. I went in there thinking, like, okay, this is going to be my job. I'm going to try to make it up the fucking ladder. And then you just get your ass kicked by the fucking company year after year after year. And at some point you're just like, fuck this place. Like, I don't give a fuck about this place.
I mean, the best way to have success is to completely leave any fucking stereotypical job structure, really.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was like. The returns were just getting less and less each year. No more bonuses, no more TVs at Christmas, no more fucking hams and turkeys at Thanksgiving. And it was just a constant sliding of, like, benefits, of raises. Like, things are going to be different this year, and they are not improving the working conditions for anybody.
And according to Mike Rowe, you can't adjust your work to your expectations either. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I came in here, I expected something, it's not here, so fuck it, I'm going to give you as much as you give me.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no merit to. He just feels like, no, you got to work as hard as you can, no matter how many bonuses they cancel, no matter how many times they tell you we're not giving raises this year. Like, it's just the work. He's in a fantasy fucking world, this guy.
Oh, I know. I love the story. The story seriously. This is what gets me going up in the morning.
Yeah,
Brett, you came from nothing. You work all the 27 days a week, grinding away at this thing that you get very little back from for how much you're putting in, but it's like you're slowly, like, polishing this stone. It's a completely absurd thing to do with your fucking life.
yeah.
Going and doing something for 8 hours and then coming home and, like, sitting down with your family and planning a vacation, perfectly fucking acceptable.
Yeah.
Perfectly fucking
And that should
fine.
be okay.
Yeah.
That should just be a job.
I don't look down on anybody for doing that.
And when we talk about 40 hours or whatever, the 5 days a week, 8 hours a day or whatever like that, of course we want it shorter.
Sure.
But like, if this didn't work, that's what I need. I don't want to be a fucking Lyft driver. And he doesn't even think about that kind of shit. Where like there's so many people out there that have been in such precarious positions that they're out there doing Lyft.
12 hours a day.
Yeah, 12, 13, 14 fucking hours a day. Where do you get the time to do the other stuff? Where do you get the time to like polish up your soft skills? Where do you get the time to go get a job if the time it takes to get a fucking job you spend in your car all day?
Yeah. The price of rent, I mean, has gone up by 20, 30% every fucking year in Columbus since I've been back. Nothing is affordable. Any of those major cities are just, how could you expect to live?
No, yeah, I see shit about San Francisco all the time, and I'm like, how do people even live there? I mean, a lot of people don't.
Sure.
Yeah. So my job as an usher was the first rung on a long ladder of work that led me to where I am today. But what if that rung wasn't there? If the minimum wage in 1979 had been suddenly raised from $2.90 to $10 an hour, thousands of people would have applied for the same job. What chance would I have had being 17 years old with pimples and a big Adam's apple?
He's afraid of competition. He's afraid of competition.
I mean, why would more people apply for the job if all the jobs had to pay $10 an hour? If like
That's
the
also
floor
true.
went up
That's true.
to $10 an hour, why would people all of a sudden be like, $10 an hour? Well, I always wanted to be in the pictures.
Yeah.
I'll get a job at the movie theater.
I would rather tear tickets for $10 an hour than do spreadsheets for $10 an
Me
hour.
too, me
Like
too.
I would make a lateral move. I'm like, everybody's getting paid the same now. I quit. I'm gonna go fucking build bikes at the toy store.
I mean, there's nobody like us though. Our listeners are a lot like us in that way too. That they'd be like, if everybody was making the same amount of money, I want to work at fucking McDonald's.
Right.
Like, I don't want any more responsibility
Yep,
than anybody else.
Yep. I don't want to have to head up a project or nothing. I'll pick fucking fruit, dude.
Yeah. But he acts like people would have quit like their real jobs and been like, no, I'm gonna, because again, he sees it as the way into show business.
He thinks
Working at the movie theater is how you get into show business.
Well, and it's also his contempt for people and that they're lazy and that if you pay them that amount of money, they won't even try to get in the pictures anymore.
That's how are we going to get actors in the movies if people are making $10 an hour to rip the tickets?
The struggle. It comes out on the screen.
Keep in mind, this guy watches people work on TV. Like,
Yeah,
it's like doesn't do anything.
This is his dirty job. Like, if you were going to do an episode where you followed Mike Rowe, the only dirty job he's had in his life is cleaning up a bathroom of a movie theater.
I know. Something that 17-year-old, like all kinds of like anybody. I know some.
I cleaned shit off a fucking mirror at the toy store when I was 15.
I cleaned a lot of doo-doo up at the fucking Chuck E. Cheese, man.
Yeah. I've had to plunge a lot of fucking toilets. So
what dumb.
Hey, we all got
reasoning.
started there.
What dumb. One night, 36 years ago, during the midnight showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I sat in the projection booth and read a short story by Ray Bradbury called A Sound of Thunder. Oh, that's some hard work you're doing in there reading a book. It was about a guy who traveled back in time to look at dinosaurs, but against strict orders ventured off the observation platform and accidentally stepped on a butterfly. When he returned to the present, everything in the world had changed.
Oh, that movie was good with Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart.
The butterfly effect is now an expression that describes a single event that leads to a series of unanticipated outcomes, resulting in a profoundly unintended consequences. Anyway, I'm not an economist or a sociologist, but I'm pretty sure a $20 minimum wage would affect a lot more than the cost of a Big Mac. Beyond the elimination of many entry-level jobs, consider the effect on the skills gap, Brett.
Okay.
According to the BLS, there are about 3 million available positions that companies are trying to fill right now.
Okay. Where did that come from?
The Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Okay.
How do you get those jobs, Brett? Like, what are these 3 million jobs? How come he never explains what the 3 million? He just says there's 3 million jobs up there. Go get one.
Right.
Who fucking knows where they're at? I look at Craigslist all the time. It seems like the same 6 fucking jobs. Jimmy John's driver, Lyft, and fucking dishwasher.
Multi-level marketing scam.
Yeah, contractor. Like handyman.
Say, write your own paycheck. Sales start today. Make money tomorrow.
Yeah, moving boxes. There's 3 million of those jobs out there.
Yeah.
What the fucking liar, man. He's such a very few of those jobs require a 4-year degree, but nearly all require specific training, and all pay more than the current minimum wage. If we want a skilled workforce, and believe me, we do, should we really be demanding $20 an hour for unskilled labor? Yes, because then skilled labor would make $40 an hour.
Right.
Like, everybody gets more. A rising tide lifts all fucking boats. What does he think that, like, they would raise the minimum wage but then tell doctors, like, well, why would doctors work hard then if they raise the minimum wage? They could just make $20 an hour. Fuck it. I'll go home. I'll be a movie theater guy. He's so fucking full of shit, dude. And plus, like, ascribing the butterfly effect. Didn't, like, the whole world get fucked up from the butterfly effect?
Yeah, it's messed up.
He's saying if we give people raises, it's going to fuck everything up. If we start fucking paying people, it's going to fuck the whole thing up here. People aren't going to want to learn.
And so, here's the thing, too, is, like, would you rather be paid $7.70 an hour and get a Big Mac for $3, or get paid $20 an hour and get a Big Mac for $5?
I know.
What position is he coming from on this math?
He's the worst. He's so dumb.
I'll give you $2 extra motherfucking dollars for that $20 come up.
He is such a tool. Like, when he says the owners of businesses I talk to, I'm like, he's never talked to an employee at a business in his entire life.
Right. No.
He just when he goes to buy stuff,
they're all
Walmart,
complaining. They all just want everything handed to them.
Yeah. Let me go talk to the boss here. The boss, like, he is the king of. He is maybe Mike Rose, the king of small business tyrants.
Okay.
Like, he is the god. He's
the
Zeus.
He's the leader.
He's like their Zeus. He throws lightning bolts saying you're lazy on him to everybody. I started from the bottom and now I'm Zeus.
Right.
That's how he talks.
That's how he does it.
Earlier he was an old prospector, but now he's Zeus. Last year I narrated a commercial about U.S. manufacturing paid for by Walmart.
Okay.
It started a shitstorm and cost me many thousand virtual friends. Among the aggrieved was a labor organization called Jobs with Justice. They wanted me to know just how unfairly Walmart was treating its employees, so they had their members send my foundation over 8,000 form letters asking me to meet with unhappy Walmart workers and join them in their fight against bad jobs. He put bad jobs in quotes.
Of course.
So,
all right. Now he's getting into the meat of it.
Yeah, now we're ready to go. Do you think he's going to meet with these employees?
I mean, the thing about Walmart is it's not one issue with them. They have so many court cases against, like, their treatment of women managers, their treatment of their employees, stealing time theft, getting people to work on their breaks. Like, they have broken all the fucking laws.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's not meeting anybody from any of the factories where people make the stuff that go to Walmart.
No, hell
he's
no.
not even talking about
Nobody
that.
does that.
Well, they ought to change their lot. They're working their fucking asses off, and he's just like, maybe they should get a different job. I don't know. Maybe they should start they make things for a living? Engineer. Why don't you
And it's such an awful concept to expect that you should go into a place, get paid the very minimum amount, get jerked around on your schedule, be given only 25 fucking minutes to eat, and get treated like dog shit as some sort of character building exercise. Like, you do it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do that. Fuck you.
He did.
He does.
He does. He talks about cleaning a bathroom like it's
Right.
the fucking worst thing that's ever happened.
Golly, it sure smelled in there.
That's where people doo-doo and pee-pee. No way, Sonny.
Yeah.
I hate him. I hate his guts. Well, while I'm sympathetic to employees who want to be paid fairly, I prefer to help on an individual basis. Boy,
oh,
is he.
God, that's great.
Johnny Conservative. He's such a conservative.
I tip heavily.
Oh, my God. I prefer to help on an individual basis is like when some guy who has never given a cent to charity is like, that's why I give to charity so that I don't want welfare. I'll give to charity
Exactly.
That's their whole
No,
thing.
Ron Paul's the same. He said
Yeah.
that like the church could make up for the safety nets of the government.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah. And he just, I'm sure Mike Rowe gives to charity or whatever.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I don't know. He seems like a carny to me. So I'm going to like, but even the WWE is actually carnies and they give to charity.
Sure.
So-
I mean, it's a good move. It's a good carny
Yeah.
move to give to charity.
It's good for businesses. So he prefers to
We
help.
give to charity. It's a good carny move.
It's yes, not as much as Mike Rowe probably does.
Right.
But I want to read that again because I mean that line, I prefer to help on an individual basis, that's conservatism, like in a nutshell. That's selfish,
Yeah.
like terrible conservatism, like right there for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Generally, all of you are bad, awful fucking people. If I meet somebody that compels me, I'll give them $20.
Yes. I'm also skeptical that a modest pay increase will make an unskilled worker less reliant upon an employer whom they affirmatively resent. That's the thing, dude. Why do you think people go to work, Mike Rowe? Why do you think, like, more money is what makes them happy? I don't know where this, like, miscommunication happens with, like, these people where it's like, well, why would I give you more money if you hate me? And it's like, I wouldn't hate you if you gave me money.
That would make me not hate you. That would like spruce this place up a little bit. It would be a little more smiles around here.
Yeah.
People wouldn't be like, when they walk in the door. Nobody would be in their fucking car listening to a TED Talk and being like, I just got to make it through today. I just got to make it through today.
Nobody's crying in their car.
Right.
Yeah. Mike Rowe is just, oh my God.
Nobody just got their motherfucking car repossessed and then has to go work for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You affirmatively, like, that you would resent them. Like, it's that miscommunication where, like, the work it's not a miscommunication, it's cruelty, where the work gives you, like, a fucking water bottle.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's a nice water bottle with the logo of the fucking company on it for Christmas. And you're like, could you give me some money for Christmas? Like, I like money.
Yeah.
I'm here for money. I'm not here. Like, why are we here? What are we doing here? I don't want to fucking be here.
Right.
Okay? Like, this isn't like the prime thing. This isn't being on a TV show.
Right. Right. I'm not excited to do this.
Yeah.
For the way I'm treated.
Because he acts like if he was fucking working at Walmart, he'd be like, this is great.
I'll earn every $7.70. I would earn every penny.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're working $7.70 worth of work. Those employees that you think aren't like doing anything or that you think are bad workers, they're not bad workers. They would work if you gave them something to believe in.
They're getting 2 Big Macs an hour.
Yes.
Wow, what is that fucking exactly worth, really?
Yeah. So I explained to this Jobs with Justice in an open letter and invited anyone who felt mistreated to explore the many training opportunities and scholarships available through Mike Rowe Works. He wants them to go to his foundation.
So wait, he's like, oh, you want to proposition me? I got an answer for you. Stop. Just leave Walmart alone. Let them do their bad business practices. Come over and get some free training.
I'll find you a goddamn welding job.
We don't need to criticize Walmart to make your life better. They can be a complete shitlord of a company.
I further explained that I couldn't join them in their fight against bad jobs because, frankly, I don't believe there's a such thing.
Oh, God.
My exact words were, some jobs pay better, some jobs smell better, and some jobs have no business being treated like careers. But work is never the enemy, regardless of the wage, because somewhere between the job and the paycheck, there's still a thing called opportunity, and that's what people need to pursue. So that was his little letter to Jobs with Justice, his little bullshit fucking poem that he wrote him or whatever, because any job should be able to be a career. Any job. Like any job that you go and do.
What's the fuck? Yeah, I mean, what's the like? Why do you want somebody that's just doing the job before they bounce on to the next thing?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just want to have somebody that, I mean, that can just come in and drop the fucking fries or install the cable or do whatever it is with expertise?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you got to work up. You got to be a CEO someday, or you don't deserve anything. That's
Right.
the
Open
thing.
your own business.
There is not opportunity between when he says there's still a thing called opportunity between the job and the paycheck. There's not, dude. There's not fucking opportunity. Like if anybody out here who's worked at like a low rung service job knows that this idea that there's all this opportunity to move up through the ranks of the company, climb some corporate ladder, and actually get to the very top, it's not like real. It's not possible for almost any. Like, there's only one CEO, and that success story usually comes with a bunch of other stuff too. They never talk about.
And I'll tell you the thing about this he doesn't even know about. And I know about it, is if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you can't go anywhere in any company. Like, they won't even listen to you without the piece of paper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. They won't listen to you, and they'll tell you go take out loans and go to college.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
We have a scholarship program that as long as you stay employed with us for a year after you graduate, we won't come and take our money back.
Yeah. Yeah. People are always surprised to learn that many of the subjects on Dirty Jobs were millionaires. Entrepreneurs who crawled through a river of crap, prospered, and created jobs for others along the way. Ugh. What do they pay at those jobs? What do these millionaires pay the employees that are doing the same crawling through the crap that they do?
Right.
Oh, God. Please let me know. Like, right now he's talking about small business tires.
Right.
Like, because that entrepreneurs who crawled through a river of crap, prospered, and created jobs for others along the way. Men and women who started with nothing, probably not, and built a going concern out of the dirt. I was talking last week with my old friend Richard, who owns a small but prosperous construction company in California. Richard still hangs drywall and sheetrock with his aging crew because he can't find enough young people who want to learn the construction trades. That's fucking bullshit, dude. That's such fucking bullshit. There are so many young people that would do a construction job. I just know it. I grew up with like so many young people that tried to get construction jobs and couldn't get in there.
Well, I got to tell you, actually, I had somebody that wrote in this week and said that they're a journeyman electrician out in Montana and they can't get enough people to sign up for it, but he's making like $41 an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's why. Do they train?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
People just have to. I don't know
I don't know
how to get in and know
how to do it, or the recruiting. Because I do feel like when I was growing up, I couldn't ever get in one of those positions to be like because that's all I thought I was ever gonna fucking be, dude. It's like I only thought that which is what ended up at the cable company, but where it was like, if I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna have to like do plumbing or electrician work or some shit like that. And that's how I ended up at the cable company, because I could never find my way into those companies. You know, I couldn't pass a piss test and a few other things like that. I wasn't a prime example, and I probably should have tried a little harder, but
sure.
I always found that it was very hard. I always found that there was a high barrier of entry to get into those jobs.
I mean, it's a million different factors.
Yeah.
But I know there was another guy I talked to in Chicago that had actually quit. He went to school, graduated, and then decided to join up with the plumbing union, and he lives in like a he doesn't live in the best neighborhood, but he had a fucking house, and his wife didn't have to work, and sounded pretty dope.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I support it, but I don't think that everybody else deserves less.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think that working at McDonald's is unskilled labor. I don't think any of those jobs are
I've seen so many people that are fucking bad at it, dude.
Right. Yes, exactly. And you've seen so many people that run one of those fucking things like a machine.
Yeah.
Too. And he has the nerve to he gets to decide what's skilled and what isn't, you know, because I can finish this Today he'll pay $40 an hour for a reliable welder, but more
Right.
often than not, he can't find one. Whenever I talk to Richard and consider the number of millennials within 50 square miles of his office stocking shelves or slinging hash for minimum wage, I can only shake my head. They don't have the fucking information.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's stocking shelves for minimum wage because that's what they want to do, and they think something else is going to happen.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know if I was the beginning or end of this, but when I was in school, there was a trade school that you could go to, but everybody said that was like you're a loser, and
Well,
you were
he's
like
right.
you're giving up on your life, or you don't want to try to go to college, which means you're stupid or something.
Well, that's Mike Rowe is that's something I agree with him on, because that is something that he talks about a lot. Is that like when you go, my dad wouldn't let me go to the career center, and he wouldn't let me like start working early because he thought I was smarter than that. But it was like, well, I'm not getting the grades to do that.
Right.
You're not going to teach me to do it. I would like to learn how to work on a car.
Right.
But he just was kind of like, no. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I
Sure.
probably wouldn't have gone for auto repair or anything like that, but it was just an opportunity. And I don't know if they still do career centers.
I have no
Like that
idea. I'm
switch.
not in school.
And I don't know, man. I maybe there has to be a different kind of outreach about how to get to people when they're entering the workforce.
I mean, I was 21 years old. I worked fucking hard as hell, dude. Like, I hate this millennials don't work shit, man. I threw fucking boxes, threw my goddamn back out, broke my goddamn wrist doing it, and putting up numbers and doing fucking hard work for 5 years, driving forklifts, certified on all that shit. And there wasn't a goddamn thing to do. Like, I was the best at throwing boxes. So I had no other place to be than doing that. But I couldn't even pursue any sort of management without I couldn't even, like, coordinate how we moved the boxes without the fucking degree and shit.
And you're working 40 hours a week. When do you go to the college to get the fucking
Right.
degree? You're exhausted at the end
Right.
of the day at work. They
We
don't
were doing
work around your schedule.
Mandatory 50 and 60 hours a week during the holidays.
And
when it
right.
was summer rush and when it was holiday, 2 times a year, dude, it would be 6 or 8 weeks of fucking 60-hour weeks.
And then they want you to do night classes and graduate over like 9 years.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to work here throwing boxes for 9 years before I get my degree because I can only take 2 fucking classes a semester.
And that's because this job is actually supposed to punish you and fucking suck and pay nothing at all because they don't want people to get comfortable doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, the unskilled labor is like, I mean, even like, I can't think of an unskilled job, dude. Like, I can't think of a job that I think takes
some
no
stuff
skill.
is just putting stuff and moving stuff. Sometimes it's just, I guess it's straightforward. I don't know.
I did box making.
But you have to do it in the right way.
Right. I made boxes, and I guess that's maybe the lowest skill possible, that you just fold the box and put a piece of tape and put it over a thing.
See, but there's also, like, you have to do stamina. Like, you have to manage it. You have to also, the mental boredom of doing that, like you staying in the game and not like locking your knees and passing out. There's a lot of skills involved.
Yeah, you deserve so fucking much for like, it's just that all the jobs do deserve $20 an hour.
Yeah,
That's
and they
the
could be
point.
that way if people weren't making $20,000 an hour.
Yeah,
Or
Mike
two.
Rowe. Point is, Daryl, if you fix the wage of a worker or freeze the price of a thing, you're probably going to step on a few butterflies. Doesn't matter how well-intentioned the policy, the true cost of a $20 minimum wage has less to do with the price of a Big Mac and more to do with the sound of thunder. Frankly, it scares the hell out of me, Mike. That's the end of it. So $20 minimum wage scares the hell out of Mike Rowe. People making $20 an hour is terrifying to this man.
Imagine all those consumers out there with buying power, what they might do with that. Think of all the billionaires that wouldn't get a new limo.
Right. He's just talking about, like, he's trying to preserve the lifestyle of people who are living great lifestyles.
Yeah.
Like
his buddies that have 2 and 3 pools in their backyard.
Yeah, that can get him to come in and tell his workers about the value of a day of fucking hard work while he's never done it in his life. Like, does he think standing on QVC selling baseball cards was hard work? What was that? That was his, like, ladder he was climbing.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to be on fucking QVC, but I mean,
I would be good at it.
Yeah, you would be great at it. Let's get you on QVC, dude.
Okay. Good side hustle.
Yeah. I want to read something else from his site, and then we'll move on to something else to end out the show. This is his booking page. Interested in booking Mike for a speaking engagement or event? You found the right place because he does not have an outside agent or booking company. Send your request to info@microworks.com. Like, what is that? What is the part where he says he represents himself? Like, what does he think that
Showing
says?
off.
I'm a worker, okay?
Showing
I'm
off.
a real blue-collar guy. I'm out here digging in the publicity mines. Like, fuck you, Micro.
Yeah. You know what's funny is so we had to put a contact number for the Street Fight store up, and I just put my cell phone in there, and I didn't realize it was listed at the customer service number. So there was a few people that called, and I was like, hello, and they were like, yeah, I ordered like a week ago, and I just wanted to know if that was sent out. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's ready to go. And they're like, sorry, I didn't know it was going to be you that answered the phone. I was like, it's fine.
That
it's
fucking
fine.
kicks ass. All right, so we've had we're getting close to an election. Next Tuesday, you're not going to hear another street fight before the election.
Right. We're going live before the election.
Are we?
Well, right now.
Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah, something like that.
Some people can see it.
And I don't know. I kind of want to talk about like something that kind of came up even earlier today, and then it came up in the secret Facebook group about voting.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I said 3 times on this show that I plan to vote.
Yes.
Brett has said a few times on this show that he plans to vote. This show is not like a pro-voting show. This isn't fucking Pod Save America. And we don't think it's any great thing that you're doing if you go out and do it. We're saying it's the least you can possibly do, and almost are doing it out of a guilt. You know?
Yeah.
And
there's a million fucking places that are telling you to do it. Every inch of my computer screen and phone screen is covered with like political ads or political ads. All
signs
of them.
out.
Yeah,
out
signs.
in
There's
the
signs in
street.
the yard. There's these gigantic fucking pieces of cardboard coming in the mail that have like pictures all over them that tell me someone's tough on crime or someone's a lunatic or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're like even on YouTube, dude, watching YouTube shows, I'm seeing like the nastiest fucking commercials. I know voting is happening.
Yeah. And you know, we're not guys that have traditionally done it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we've always been kind of like, I don't care. There's no real difference. But we also have families, and you know, at least speaking for myself, I saw my wife and my daughter after Trump won the election, and I said, you know what, if it would make them feel better if I went and voted for Democrats, then I'm gonna go do that, because I don't want the women in my family to feel worried, and I'll fight the fucking Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as they're in office, I'm gonna start yelling about them. I mean, I'm yelling about them now. I don't give a shit. I think Robert Cordray's a turd anyway. I mean, I don't give a shit about that guy. I'm just doing it. You know, and I'm voting for issue 1, which is you know, an important thing about drugs in town.
Yeah,
like
it's
treatment for people.
Yeah, reducing felony convictions for drug possession.
But goddamn, stop yelling at people for not wanting to vote.
Yeah.
Just stop it. Fucking, like, what kind of strategy is
It's
that?
so weird too when, like we said before, when they do that thing where it's like, just vote. I don't care who you vote for. It's like, no, you should. You should be massaging them to vote for the non-hobgoblin.
Yeah. And again, like, leave people the fuck alone, dude. Like, we said this on Chapo. It's like, if you're making no money in this, if you're making $20,000 a year and everything's fucked up and you're fucking, you know, your son is in jail or your daughter's on opiates and shit like that, and you can't get them treatment, and you can't get them health care, and it's just this constant fucking boot up your ass 24 hours a fucking day, and you don't think that voting is going to fix it because it never has, and it never changes for you, and it only keeps getting worse. I fucking totally understand not wanting to vote. If you're disenchanted because fucking 2 years ago you got really riled up about a candidate and you got super excited about it, and then some corporate fucking goons came in and told you you can't have that, you need to be realistic, don't fucking vote. I totally understand it. You know, when you talk about the Bernie people, these people got so excited and then they just got smacked back down, and they've been getting yelled at ever since the last election. It's like, fuck you, man. You need to come up with some sort of a bedside manner that isn't just go vote, you privileged piece of shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really for the privilege. I mean, it's the poor people. It's based upon how much people make is tell you whether or not they're going to the polls,
right?
And the confidence they have that voting means a fucking anything. I mean, the only reason I'm doing it is because you can send it through the mail. If I had to drive to it, I would not fucking do it.
It's right across the street from me, so I'm gonna walk across the street and do the thing and go home, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it either. For the people that are like,
it's a 2-hour.
Why are you doing it? It's like, just let's just let people make that decision. You know, we can have this conversation, but I'm going to tell you right now that like guilt or calling me a privileged fucker isn't going to get me there any easier. And for me, I'm a pretty pragmatic fucking person, and I'm just going to go because I don't care if like my feelings aren't going to get hurt and get me not to do what I was already going to do. You know, I'm going to just do these things. Like if I was anybody else in this world, and if this was even 2 years ago or a year ago or 6 months ago, I might tell you to go fuck yourself and not do it anyway.
Right.
You know, this strategy doesn't fucking work, and you need to quit condescending to people that don't have faith in the system. This system has not done anything to merit me having faith in it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear shit from people saying you gotta vote. Oh, I don't have faith in the system, but you still gotta vote. It's like, what the fuck for? What's the fucking reason? Why? If there's no faith in the system, all I hear about is people getting purged from the voter rolls.
Yeah.
All I hear about is people can't use these shitty old voting machines. All I hear about is like people like not being able to get in there and do it. We're checking people's signatures this time. Why? Like, the system is fucking broken. Make it something that I want to do. We just talked for fucking 45 minutes about the minimum wage, right? And we just talked about pay me enough that I give a shit about this job. Well, why don't you give me enough at the polls that I want to go and vote at those polls? Because I don't want to do it. I don't feel good doing it. I feel bad doing it. It's not a good feeling for me.
Right.
You know, it feels like it goes against my principles to go vote for a fucking Democrat.
Right.
You know,
and count yourself.
Yeah.
You know, in those roles.
But that wasn't the only reason I wanted to talk about voting. I thought I'd read our I gotta figure Vodiac sign, Brett. It's from the Pod Save America crew that we've all heard of.
You can get your Vodiac sign?
Yeah, your Vodiac sign. You're an Aquarius, right?
I am.
Okay. See, I know Brett's. Let's do yours first. Sup, weirdos.
What? This is me?
Yeah, I'll read it. Sup, weirdos. The best of you are wacky, cerebral, and generous, as miraculously proficient at scoring victories for your favorite social justice causes as you are deals on really delicious cashmere sweaters.
Oh, that is true.
Lincoln. The worst of you have the emotional intelligence of flubber. Paul Ryan. Be best. Make Oprah proud. Go vote. So that's your Vodiac sign.
I feel really inspired.
Sup, weirdo. You want to hear mine? I'm a Capricorn for all you out there. I get my Vodiac sign. Oh, mine's long. God damn it.
They all seem long.
Behind every functioning democracy is a herd of dutiful Capricorns making sure their laziest friends don't sleep through an election. I think I just did the opposite of that just 5 minutes ago. Who is sleeping through the election? Who is like...
Yeah, you got to be awake sometime between 7 and 7, right?
Yeah, I think so. Everybody's job... It should be a day off. If voting is that important, why we got to go to work that day?
You know what's also, I love it when they always complain about, they're like, oh, the Democrats are grabbing buses and driving people to the polls. It's like, so they can vote? Like everybody gets one?
You're supposed to tell us to vote. You're
Right.
not supposed to tell us not to. Give me a bus.
Well, that's the conservative. The conservatives are always complaining.
Voting falls squarely at the intersection of power and coloring in the lines. Ugh, I don't want to be known as that. Your two kinks. Oh, God, come on. Those aren't my kinks at all.
Coloring
No,
in the
I'm an
lines.
anarchist, so I don't like power. And coloring in the lines, I don't know. I don't do that. I mean, I do, I guess. It does look nice when you color in the lines. But
Do you do an outline on it, like a hard outline?
Yes. No one ever had to tell you how to fill out a Scantron properly. You're the
I don't
friend that
believe
drives
that.
everyone to the polls.
You are. You're the only sober driver I know.
I am a sober driver. I am that. That's true.
You're a bad driver, but still a sober driver.
You probably brought snacks. I am
No.
good with snacks, too.
You never have snacks.
Oh, I'm great with snacks. Get out of here. They're not great snacks. Like most repressed megalomaniacs, your idea of a treat is adding chocolate to granola, but it's the thought that counts, etc. We know you're on top of it, but make sure 5 friends, you know which ones, get over to votesaveamerica.com.
They diss chocolate and granola? What kind of a connection? Like,
They were just saying that I don't have good taste.
but
Like, my taste is
chocolate
whack.
and granola is like a great combination.
Yeah.
People are eating like Sun-Made bars and shit all
I
the
love
time.
them. Hey, buddy, you don't have to tell me that, but he's
Hidden Valley is like what is keeping us all going.
They're like, your snacks? They're fucking bullshit.
Yeah, you give people granola with chocolate on it like
Yeah.
some chode.
Why don't you just fucking give them green beans, man?
You-
You're feeding people healthy
You're so
stuff.
crunchy.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
fucking hate the pod.
What
Save
was
America,
that?
guys? The Zodiac signs. Those were our Zodiac signs.
That was my vote. Okay.
yeah.
Now
you know
now I
your
remember.
Zodiac
Yeah.
sign. Sup,
Sup,
weirdo.
weirdos.
Hey, sup,
Sup,
weirdo.
weirdo. Get the fuck in the van. We're voting.
I got those off Twitter. Somebody posted them. You can check your Zodiac sign. I guess you can post them on. You can send them to us on Street Fight WCRS on Twitter or something like that. We'll look at your Zodiac signs. That's it. I think we did the show, Brett.
Thank you for tuning in to the Street Fight Radio Halloween special. If you missed it, we read Brian's tarot and we found out we all need more meatball subs in our lives. So look for the videos on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. You can support the show by heading to patreon.com, patreon.com/streetfightradio. We just did the undercover business tyrants with DirecTV. So Brian got to throw out lots of cable terminology. He got to critique the boss's work. It's one of our best so far. You can get that at patreon.com/streetfightradio. We got the punk zine coming out. The fear zine will be here next week, the digital version. So lots of stuff available when you're ready to make the plunge and give us a little bit of the money. Give us what you got so that we can take it and turn it into flat earth domination. We will see you later this week. Taking your calls this Sunday. The number is 614-412-5252. You can watch the live stream on Facebook and not Facebook. You can watch it on Twitch and YouTube. Damn, I'm fucked up. But thanks for being here. Peace.